Okay, well, anyway, I'm Bob, alcoholic, compulsive overeater. I want people to like me, and my problem definitely is Bob. Today we have a really, I think, great and uplifting topic: how to surrender to joy. How to surrender to joy. So why not start off the day with just surrendering, letting go of all of this nonsense, all the things we're thinking about all day long. Where, hey, look, all of this stuff. I happen to have. What I did was I have a book, and I always wrote down all of these quotes. And I just happened, right before I came on the meeting, I had something else I was going to talk about, but then I realized, let me look at these quotes, and they're so powerful. These are quotes that I thought of or other people thought of, but I wrote them down or heard in meetings. But, it's interesting how one little quote can tell you everything about, like, for example, this first quote. Listen to this. This is really, all reality is created from within. Here's the first quote I have. I have some cards here with quotes on them. But that alone, realizing that all reality is created from within. Well, what does that tell us? It tells us that when we're upset, depressed, anxious, or fearful, fear. As it talks about our book, that's the corrosive thread that runs through our lives. It has to do with our thinking. The reality is created within. So the way you see the world is the way you think. But isn't that a beautiful, beautiful concept, right? Think about that. That's like the solution to the problem, right? I always thought it was everything else outside of me that was the problem. So I was trying to resolve it by changing everybody and everything outside, trying to make them act in certain ways to make me happy. And if they only acted right, my life would be great. It was always their fault. I was always the victim. So again, all reality is created from within. Wow. I'm going to go on to other quotes, but if you just take this one quote in, that right now or after this meeting, there's no reason to be unhappy if you follow what this is saying. This is the answer. Whereas before, all reality was created from without. We always look to the world to find happiness, and that has to do with our addictions, of course, with the food, drugs, people. We always wanted people to respect us. We always wanted more food to make us happy. We wanted more, money, more success. Hey, that's the way our society brought us up. That's the way it is. So anyway, here's another one. If that didn't do it, this one will definitely bring you over the top. It's related to this one. It's better to master yourself than the whole world. Do you follow that? It is better to master yourself than the whole world. It's better to master your thinking. Have righteous thinking. Get out of the self, as we always talk about here. Not being selfish, self-centered. It is better to master yourself than the whole world, right? So here we go. Oh, wow. Listen to this now. Here, okay. This is it here. Feelings are not facts. Listen, can anybody there who's listening believe that feelings are not facts? So when I'm upset or, sentimental about the past, long lost loves, or if I'm frustrated, upset, or depressed, hey, the past is depression, the future is anxiety. So if I'm depressed about the past, it has to do with feeling my feelings are real. But the beauty of this is, right? So when I have a feeling now, I don't have to believe it. I could look at it, observe it, being in the present, observe it, and just not react to it. Because, look, once in a while, maybe you feel that something happened in your life is a fact. Okay, I might grant you that. Even that I could argue with you if you want to have an argument here today. But the point is that 99% of it isn't a reality, and it really doesn't matter. When I get centered, that's what I realize. It really doesn't matter. So feelings aren't facts. Again, these little sayings are so amazing and speak to us about life, because, our society tells us so different. The things I just read you, feelings aren't facts. It's better to master the whole world than yourself. We're not taught that. And then we wonder why even today, if you're miserable and depressed, you're believing what the world was telling you. Be in the world, but not of it, so to speak, right? That understanding this concept that the whole problem is that, look, it's very, very simple. Just believing our feelings, we can let them go. And then not only that, listen to this. Some people, and this is what I'm going to get a big argument about, not only do they think their feelings are facts, they want to feel them. I don't know how many times people say, I got to feel my anger, my upset, I got to work through it. Okay, look, I don't want to have a discussion here about what is better to analyze that or not analyze it, but I could just tell you for myself. To me, it's like a hot coal. I just want to and cast it out, just let it go. Letting it go. How to surrender to joy. The whole program is about how to surrender to joy. So if I'm thinking about some crazy thing that happened 30 years ago, 20 years ago, or yesterday, or even a few minutes ago, how crazy is that? And we're going to have another quote here. I think I remember was reading it that has to deal with the present, being in the present moment, okay? Because we have a thing called the ego, but there's something I'm going to read here that's going to show you how to get rid of the ego right now, right here. Oh, here's another one, pretty. All pain and suffering are false. And I have here, and it comes from the ego, it says here. Okay? All pain and suffering are false. When we have this belief system, it's how to surrender to joy. I tell you, why can't you believe that? Why can't you believe, and I always use the example of little children are happy and joyous, right? It's false because our plans and designs, our minds, again, we could have 10 people in this room here talking here, and then they'll all have a different opinion. It all has to do with your perception, the way you see things with your pair of glasses, right? As they say. So you can put on a new pair of glasses. We filter life through these glasses, right? We see life through the brain, and then we see life. No, it's from the, look, again, we have this great, to surrender is to come from the heart and from your soul. That's where all the source and peace and serenity comes from. So if you're coming from the what you call the five senses, right? It has to do with the addiction to food, definitely, and the other addictions, is that's we can rise above that and have what's called that sixth sense. Rise above that. Spiritual awakening, being spiritually minded. A spiritually minded person goes with a higher consciousness, and this is really true what this quote says. All pain and suffering are false, right? You can believe that one. Do you believe that? Do you believe that all pain and suffering are false? If you believe that and understand, have the comprehension through the spiritual awakening, then look, I'm not going to say during the day I don't get like a resentment or angry or maybe a little bit, I don't know, depressed about something. But hey, it's telling me that all pain and suffering are false. They come from the ego, the self. When we become spiritual, we lose the self. So hey, even our own death, right? Even our own death, when we can accept that, and people do when they become spiritually minded, when they even can accept their own death. So here we have a situation where all pain and suffering are false, as it says here.